The gods abandoned us, but left one door open. Long ago, the gods walked among us. They shaped the mountains with their hands, filled the rivers with their laughter, and painted the sky with the colors of dawn and dusk. The people worshipped them, built temples in their honor, and lived in peace under their watchful eyes. But one day, without warning, the gods vanished. No one knew why they left. Some said the gods grew tired of human greed and cruelty. Others believed they had simply moved on to create new worlds far beyond our own. Whatever the reason, their absence left the world darker, colder, and full of unanswered questions. The temples crumbled, the rivers ran dry, and the stars above no longer whispered secrets to those below. Yet, before they departed, the gods left behind one last gift. It stood alone in the middle of a great desert, where the wind howled like a mourning beast and the sand never settled. The door was simple, made of old wood with rusted hinges, and it bore no markings. But everyone knew it was special. It was said that this door led to the realm of the gods, a place where time had no meaning and wishes could still come true. For years, people traveled to the desert, hoping to open the door. Kings sent their bravest knights, scholars studied ancient texts for clues, and ordinary men and women prayed for a miracle. But no matter how hard they pushed, pulled, or begged, the door would not open. Many gave up, calling it a cruel joke. Others believed it was a test, one that no human could pass. Then one evening, a young girl named Liora arrived at the door. She was not a warrior or a scholar. She had no wealth or power. She was only a child, thin from hunger, her feet bruised from the long journey. The people who still lingered in the desert laughed when they saw her. "Go home, little one," they said. "Even the strongest have failed. What hope do you have?" But Liora did not turn back. She walked up to the door and placed her small, shaking hand against the wood. She did not push or pull. She did not demand answers. Instead, she spoke softly, her voice barely louder than the wind. "I don't know why you left," she said. "But if you can hear me, we miss you." A deep silence fell over the desert. The wind stopped. The sand stood still. Then with a slow, heavy creak, the door began to open. A warm golden light spilled out, brighter than the sun, but gentle as candlelight. From within a voice echoed, not one voice, but many woven together like a song. "We did not abandon you," it said. "We were waiting." Liora stepped through the door, and it closed behind her. The people who had mocked her now stood in awe, their hearts pounding with fear and wonder. Some ran forward, pounding on the door, begging for it to open again. But it remained shut, as silent as before. Days passed, then months, then years. The world changed. Rain returned to the dry lands. Flowers bloomed where only dust had been. And though the gods did not walk among humans as they once had, people began to hear whispers in the wind again, words of comfort, of guidance, of love. No one knows what happened to Liora. Some say she became a goddess herself, living forever in the realm beyond the door. Others believe she returned to our world, unseen, carrying the gods' message in her heart. But one thing is certain, the door was never meant for kings or warriors. It was meant for those who still remembered how to speak with kindness, even in a world that had forgotten the gods. And so, the legend remains. The gods abandoned us, but left one door open, not for the strong but for the gentle, not for the proud but for the humble. And though the door may never open again, its lesson endures. Even in the darkest times, there is always a way to reach the light. The end.